As far as my Stihl saws that I like to run, this is my favorite pair. Quite honestly, they're both very nice saws. It I Train Grow helped us out with this one. Thanks, Train. This one here I've had quite a long time. Okay, and what we're gonna do is get right into a neat little video for Friday and the differences with these saws. Got a big weekend coming up. Got my buddy Eric Nelson coming. Looking forward to it. His wife's coming with him. So I'm actually getting saws ready. You know, we're going to run saws for a fact. We're going to run Junkyard Dog. That'd be one of them we run. We might take old Dave down. I been cleaning up bars and making sure we got what we need. And away we go. I'm really happy with the Stihl saws. I really am. I'm happy with the Husqvarna. I'm probably one of the few people on this planet. Depends on what I'm doing, whether I want to run a Husky or a Stihl. You know I love my Huskies, but I'm going to tell you I love my Stihls. I love my John Threads. You know I love my Pioneers. You know what my problem is? Yeah, I just love saws. They're interesting. Saws make me feel good. They really do. But this fine pair right here, do have different uses. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. The 44 is the earlier version, basically the same as the 46. But I'm going to tell you what, that's about 2.5, 3 pounds heavier. This is halfway for weight to what an early 66 mag is. Boy, I can't show. I could show you, but I have to have two different saws to show you. The early 66 mag was not the same as the later. There's two versions of them. And the earlier one didn't hold as much fuel and it didn't hold as much bar oil. The tank for the bar oil was a little shorter. And the fuel tank is narrower. But the later ones held more. And I guess they didn't want to, they got tired of running for 10 minutes and have to stop and fuel the buggers up. That's what happened. But the 46 Magnum, what this is halfway between a 44 for weight. Now, if I'm doing blocking bigger firewood with a long bar, I really like the little extra torque of the o46 MS460. I do. I like that extra torque. It's got to be justified by the weight. Now, if I've got one saw to grab and I haven't got a clue what my lay's going to be, what my trees are, if I just don't know, or I kind of have a half an idea at best, like the first day on a log job, and I'm going to tell you right now, hands down, 44. I'll grab that every time. Every time. Run a 24-inch bar. I generally run 24 on most everything anymore. We used to run 28s and 32s. Now in the old 2100s, we run 40-inch, 42-inch bars on them because of the timber size. They were big. But 2100 is a powerful, long stroke saw. That's what made that really popular. It was long stroke, it really pulled. Now, really, the difference between a 44 and 46, they share the same stroke. The frame is different. It is a heavier frame. The darned 46 is a bigger bore. Yes, it is. It's 52 millimeter. 44 is 50. And the 44 will wrap up quicker, tighter. It gives you the feeling it's got more RPMs. Whether it does or not, it's another thing. I've seen some of these 46s do pretty good. But the 46, if I know I'm an oak and maple, a mix, got some beech in there, everything is 20-inch and bigger. If this is the pair of saws that I gotta pick for the day, I'm definitely picking the o46 if I know that. But if I'm not sure, or especially if I'm in softwood, I'll grab that 44 in a second. I just want you to know that. I'm going to tell you a little funny one. I think I've told you before, but I know some of you probably missed it. I ought to go back through and retell some of the things that happened logging and that I talked about last year. Old Howard was working with me. They just come out with this saw right here, these o46s. They just come out with them. And I had my old 44, my original. That sits right over here in the corner, by the way. I've never showed you guys that saw. I ought to dig the foolish thing out and clean it up. I've been thinking about running that one too, but anyways, Howard, he went over to Dave Systems and he bought himself an o46 and he run that about 3-4 days. Now, he's a logger, he runs skidder, cuts, does it all. And I come out of the woods. And I actually, that day, for whatever reason, was running my brother's 44. Because he's got a nice one he's had for a long time. And Howard says, let's race. I said, geez, Howard. And I'm looking, I said, I was tired. I've been cutting all day. And I hadn't sharpened. I hadn't even touched my saw since about 1 o'clock, just about 4:30. I hadn't even freaking touched it. But it was cutting real nice, and I was cutting hard maple. And that would have told me if it was off. It was cutting nice. So I started racing. I got my old 44, and he got the old 46. He made a mistake. He got me right there at about 12, 14-inch top logs. We had some we had to butt off. And landowner wanted to fire with us. We just left a little on. We'd chunk him up. And he'd come over with his little tractor with a loader and every night and gather up the firewood blocks we left him. He's an old guy. He needed something to do. So we went to racing. Now there was another difference. I'll tell you what it is. At that time, I was running an 8.2 sprocket on my o44. And for whatever reason, that saw would pull that where other ones wouldn't. And so there might have been another advantage. Well, actually, I could just said I had my brother's. I know he runs 7, so that didn't happen. So there we go. I have to backtrack, figure out who I am and where I'm at. And I mean, it's Monday, right? Friday? Cool. Well, make a long story short, 3 cuts later, I walked over to Howard's log, and he was halfway through his third cut. But I had the bigger chunk, and I cut his off. He just nicely started, but he was halfway through when I chunked it. Down it went. My little 44 kicked his butt. Try that again, so we did. This time he got dead serious. He gonna reef on that. It slowed him up. Man, he dogged right in. Nah, let it cut. Just let it cut. Yeah, he dogged right in, gonna beat me, and it was worse that time. Well, Howard got mad. He threw that saw in the back of his truck. I mean, threw it. He left. I said, well, I wonder if I'm going to see him tomorrow night. He showed up, a little sheepish. He says, how come that 44 beat that 46? I said, well, you dummy. I says, you don't have the RPMs that I have with this 44. That's number one. And when you look at your chain, I said, sometimes you ain't as sharp as you could be. I'll tell you that right now. You've been bucking logs all day. And he said, well, I just sharpened it. I said, I know, but bucking logs. If I got a chain that I've been dropping trees with, and I gotta frickin' get forced into bucking logs, if I have to do very minute at all, I won't use that chain cutting anymore. I won't. Not until it's been sharpened a few times anyway. Because they always get a little on the top plate and that side plate. It just scrubs that. You know, you get into that grit and that dirt. And if it's in mud, forget it. You know, it's just the way it is. But, you know, I can't say the bigger saws don't have a place like this one over here in the corner. You guys all know. I started out with the 66 mags after the 56s. We run 56s for a while. And they come out with that, and we liked them, especially the Magnum 2s. I got one right up there. That's a Magnum 2. Yeah, they're a nice saw. I cut a long time with them 66 mags. My first one, actually, I think I showed you guys on video, but it's that one right there. That's my first one I ever had. Nice pair of o41 Stihls. One of them's a Farm Boss. One of them's an AV. The 66 mag is a real powerhouse. It really is. They'll pull like crazy. They're 91 cc, something like that, you know. They're not the big boy, but I mean they're comparable to the 390 Husky. That's in that class, you know. But they run. They really cut. They was loyal. The only thing about them saws we ever learned the hard way is, boy, if you had that saw nice and hot dead of the winter, and you slipped and you fell and that chain side cover landed in that snow, oh my goodness sakes. More times than not, it'd wreck your ignition. Your ignition would quit, boom, just like that. Well, back then, Stihl had an unlimited warranty. If you had one of them saws and the ignition went, they just put a new one in for you. Me, I'd go over there and they'd hand me one. I didn't have too much trouble, but I know another logging guy that he says, my God, you gotta have 2 or 3 of them ignitions around all the damn time. He says, constantly. He says, especially in the winter. He says, them frickin' things, you think being cool, that wouldn't fail, but I says, you're dropping your saw in the snow, ain't you? And he, is that what does that? I said, yeah. I told him what I just told you. He says, yep. Yep, that'll do it. He says, guaranteed. We're logging in these hills. They're steep. And I've showed you in previous videos some of the log roads I was on, and I'll do that again in other ones. It's nice to go back 20 years after I'd been in there and look at it and see how it turned out, you know. And we got quite a few jobs that we can walk in anytime we want to and just kind of look and see. It's a little trip down memory lane for me is what it is. And just like these, you know. These, they're just such a wonderful saw. But I'll tell you what, right there on that pencil, there's quite a bit of difference between them two for weight. I run a healthier set of dogs on the o46. The 44 don't have the torque, so I just run that wimpy little, I run just a single dog on them. Now, generally, I run just the inside dog on the 66 mags. Because if I got a 32-inch or a bar on a 66 mag, a lot of times what's going on is the tree's got a lot of groundswell. You know, you call it bell. Well, that second dog, if you're cutting with a saw in this position right here, that second dog gets your bar just a little further out of the way. But if you run just the inside dog, it don't. You don't need 2 sets of dogs on a saw to make it good. Sometimes it's nice bucking out, though, I'll admit that. But, yeah, them old 66s, they got heavy by the end of the day. They really did. Even when you're young and in good shape, you was tired. You really were. Well, when I got done with Soren Ericsson's game of logging school, and I became a master cutter out of that school, so that was kind of nice. That was, boy, oh God, way back. That was way before fatness. That was when I was skinny. I was skinny. But it was funny, at 6'1.5" and skinny, I still weighed 230. Wearing size 33 jeans. Well, them days are on. So anyways, went and got a 44, and I said, I'm going to give it a try. They were brand new on the market. And I'll tell you what, it was a little getting used to. They were a slower cutting saw and the big stuff. But boy, you know, at the end of the day, you felt better. And by the end of the week, I noticed something. Numbers count logging. It does. That first week, I noticed that I had more production done, more. And I didn't say anything, skidder operator. We went on another week or two, and I'm watching that, and I was getting about a load a week more. And pretty soon, old Dave, he says, yeah, Dave, that Dave, yeah, my logger buddy that got killed there. He says, Harvey, he says, I want you next week to run your 66. I says, you do? Why, you want to try that 44? Oh, hell no. I ain't bucking logs with that little saw. He's right. It's not a good saw to buck logs. It does a good job, but it's not like 66. They'll run dull in the mud. He says, I'm getting tired out. He says, you're freaking running right along pretty good from tree to tree. He says, you know darn well I ain't going to let you get ahead of me. I says, you really notice the difference? He says, I noticed the first day I noticed the difference. He says, every time I turn around and look to see where you went, he says, you was further ahead than I thought. He said, I just worked my way through it. He said, one few hits in a few times for me, or helping me on them bad hitches. He says, you buried me. Well, you weren't going to get him to buy a 44. No, he's a hard-charging logger. He was not. He runs skidder more than he did anything, and he wanted power to buck logs. So he run the 66. So, and that's how we ended up. He had 3 saws go down, and we weren't working together. Hadn't in a few years, but we're good friends. Up to the day he died, or got killed. Tree got him. We got him bad too. It was a mess. And so what happened was he stopped with a 12-pack of beer and says, Harv, I got a problem. He says, this Saturday, he says, I need to go cut trees Monday. He says, all 3 of these darn things are broken. We took 3 of them, made one good saw out of it. That's what we ended up with. And then I had 2 hulks, just pieces and parts. And he says, well, he said, I can either pay you or leave them junk saws for you. He says, or whatever you want, either way. I said, well, heck, I said, it's old times. I says, yeah, I said, you can leave them. Well, old Dave, the one I built there, ended up in the back of a truck for 6 months, and I finally put it in a shed. And the other one, I actually scrapped out parts, so there wasn't no more scrapping. I think I had 1 case left, 1 case half by the time I got done. And in fact, I think that's still over there. But, logging in these steep hills is really, it ruined my knees. It did. I screwed my back. I broke my back. I had a tree get me. I was a long way from any help. Skidder operator picked the log up with a skidder. I was a little worried he might drop that back down on me because I was well aware of it. When that tree got me, it really torqued me because it smashed just a few day old o46. Smashed it terrible. In fact, that saw is over there still. I looked at that and I just cringed. Boy, that made some bad times for me. But I know this is an odd Friday. I'm tired. And I know we're going to have a long weekend. And it's going to be fun with Eric here. Okay, let's get back to our Blue Thunder. You seen that yesterday's video? I am so happy with them numbers. It's ridiculous. That's perfect. Okay, so I'm not going to try to get it done today because I need about 6 hours to myself and I'm not going to have them. We got good numbers for our transfer timing, intake, and exhaust timing. I seen somebody in the comments says, well, you put the cylinder back on without doing any more work. What do you want from me? What do you want? No, that isn't how you do things. Once you get your numbers, that means your opening and closings are correct. After that, you make it flow. You still have a lot of work. Especially on the intake side, there's a nice little bit there you do. The exhaust is really just clean up a hump. But them lower transfers take 4 hours worth of work. Because the things you got to do to make them work real good is they need serious transfers, honestly. They really do. So, we are directly going to finish that saw, run that, and ship it out. I have high confidence. Very, very high. Now I'm good. Once we got them numbers yesterday, you know what I felt like? It was like a weight lifted. It's like every time I knew, it ain't quite right. It ain't quite right. I don't like it. And I didn't like it after I run. It's like, oh, God. Now what do you do? Okay, we got the combination. So there's that. We have a real nice Pool & Pro 455 coming up. We still have a couple 372s we're building. We got about 5 of them here to build, but I'm going to get 2 together here. We're going to probably next week do a case splitting video. Get the bearings in the right way. I know everybody says, oh, this is the right way to do it. Well, I'm going to tell you what. Maybe my way ain't the right way either. But I tell you, it's very easy to do the way I do it. I don't fight them. I don't have to beat and frame and hammer and wrestle and screw and dick around. It goes poom, poom, poom by the numbers. And that's the way that is. One of you guys had asked in the comments there, oh no, it was email. I haven't got back to me emails, guys. If you emailed me this week, it probably won't be for another day or two that I get back to you. I will get back to your emails. I will get back to them. But I just haven't had time. We've had personal things that have to be taken care of. And I've had some saws that I wanted to get finished up and get them gone. We got it done. Okay, so they're done. You don't see every saw on the videos. You just don't. You can't. Especially we're in a run of these 372s. How many times you want to see the same guy build the same 372 constantly? I don't want to make it. You don't want to watch it like I know you will, because you're friends. You're good. You're family is what you are. And I'm glad for that. You know something? Remember a month or two ago, I was starting to get a little stressed. And I seen something big coming in where that I was not going to have much time to make videos. And I was really thinking of just stopping, for a while. I wasn't going to quit and pull my videos. I wasn't going to do none of that. I was just going to stop just for a month or two and get some work done and then come back. That's what I was going to do. And I'm sorry if that sounded different than that, but that is what I truly meant. But with your guys' reaction to that, and let me know how much you care and want to be here. You know what that did? Made me want to be here too. Well, the log market went to heck. We thought it was opening up, and I was actually going to go out and do a little exercise. I need it. I've gotten pretty fluffy, especially since this COVID thing. I'd lost weight there January, February. It was doing pretty good. No, man, you put me home all day. Don't let me go nowhere, do my things. Everything I enjoyed doing, they closed. Band, can't go play in the bars with the band. No, can't do that. It's all exercise. Everything I did was exercise. Now it's like, I got to stay too close to Barb's cooking. That's all right. That is. I'm just going to pay for it later. That's what's going to happen. But, yeah, there's some of them days you don't step on them scales, do you? You don't. You don't. We got another saw after that 455 Pool & Pro for Buck and Billy. and it's going to be kind of cool. It's this little green one over here. Another Pioneer. Yep. P41, I think, is what this one is. So we're going to go into a little P41, and we're going to challenge ourselves with that. And we're going to do it right here, and I'll share the whole journey with you. And I got a feeling Tin Man's going to have one. Isn't that funny? Him and I both did the same video on the same day and posted it. Yeah, that is, yeah. Using the degree wheel. He did a good job. He showed you the other way to locate your top dead center using a just a block, you know, so that it doesn't roll through. You have to, well, go over and watch this video. You'll see what I'm talking about. I choose to find bottom dead center and then just go from there. But his way's right. Actually, if you want to know the truth, if you're new to the game, his way is of finding top dead center is actually you have more probability of being accurate within reason. But if you got that nice little touch with things, my way is much quicker and easier to deal with and much easier to check in my eyes. Now, he did tell me, because we talk a lot, me and Tin Man, he's got a P41 Pioneer coming up. He's wanting to build. We thought, man, wouldn't that be fun to build them about the same time? You know what? If we just keep their mouth shut, it'd probably happen by accident, you know. I'm kind of tuned into that guy. He's a character. Canadian funny, eh? Yeah, he is. But he's smart. Go over and check out his channel, Tin Man Saws. Yeah, Tin Man's, with an S, Saws. And he's got a rapid growing channel, and I'm going to tell you, he ain't no slouch. He knows what he's doing. He's just like the rest of us. He's learning some things as we go. I do that. You think I'm not learning all the time? Sure am. I do have a long base of building for decades and decades to bounce from. But that's just because I'm getting older, you know. So, yeah, things don't surprise me. Once in a blue moon, I'll get something really throw me right sideways. It's like, what in the heck? I've never seen that before. It's generally an emission saw that does it. We might try a 576 on this channel. You guys have been asking about them. That type of saw. If I can find a 576, that'd be cool. Bill Block, Bobby Block, how you doing? Daryl Burgess, Lane, how you doing? Warren Burgess, how you doing? Congrats, heard you got a job you like better than your last one. Good deal. Rusty Hill, how you doing? Thanks, man, just thanks. Train Grow, thanks. You know, you guys know what I'm thanking you for. All of you. You know what I'm thanking you for. It's because you're there and you're solid. And you come into a friendly bunch of people and communicate with them. Enjoy our time together. And I just love it. There's many, 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 many people. Son of Liberty. How you doing? Bunches of you. Just tons and tons. J&S Chainsaw. See you up here watching. I go over on your little channel and watch what you're doing sometimes too, buddy. Yeah, you're getting a nice little start going there, aren't you? Yeah, he got his own little channel. Yeah, he's a Southern boy. Yeah, he's one of them that I got an idea he's pretty crafty. He's going to figure some things out. Okay, I will be late in the day tomorrow. I'll probably be making a video. We will be posting it. Gonna guess right around 6 o'clock. That one, do not miss tomorrow's video. I promise you. You are not gonna want to miss it. We'll have Eric here, and we're gonna bring some new light to some ideas and things we've already accomplished. Okay? You take care of yourselves. Goodbye.